Hi, I'm Pouyan Darian. I'm an attorney who focuses my entire practice on immigration law, and I handle cases all across the United States. Now, something I want to discuss with you, which I hear very frequently, and I spend entire consultations just going through the ins and outs of it, is the difference between adjusting status in the United States to permanent residence or applying through a consulate abroad, also known as consular processing. So this video is about adjustment of status versus consular processing. Now, the main difference between these two is whether you are going to complete the entire immigration process outside of the United States at a consulate or inside the United States. Inside the US is called adjustment of status, so I'm going to go through that first. The main benefit of adjusting status, if that option is available to you, is that you'll be able to reside with your family members in the United States. You will also have access to an attorney throughout the entire process, and you'll be dealing with the Department of Homeland Security the entire time. You will not be dealing with the Department of State, which handles all of the consulates abroad. You will receive employment authorization and a social security number if you don't have one far sooner than you otherwise would if you were consular processing, which means you can legally work sooner. Now, the bad thing about applying for adjustment of status, in my opinion, is that you will not be able to travel without risk once you apply for permanent residence. If you entered on a tourist visa or some other non-immigrant visa, you will give up that visa the moment you submit an application for permanent residence. You are no longer a tourist or a student if you have a permanent resident application, a green card application pending. So you will have to stay in the US until the process finishes and you have that permanent resident card, that green card in your hands. And then you could freely travel after that with some limitations. So consular processing is sometimes favorable even when you have the option to adjust your status, because contrary to adjusting status, you can travel on your tourist visa or whatever type of visa you have while your family petition is pending. I generally have a preference for adjusting status because as an attorney, I can stay on top of the process and predict the outcomes with a more reasonable degree of certainty. I can't always control. I can really just be suggestive to the consulates and tell them that they should speed things along or that they made an error, but oftentimes things go wrong at the consulates and it's very difficult for me to control what's going on or to get a supervisor there to appropriately respond to my inquiries. All right, the other thing that I really hate about the consulates is the requirement to submit a police certificate for every country in which the immigrant has lived in after the age of 16. So let's say you are from Canada, right? And you've traveled to several countries and lived in them for a few months each. Now you're applying at the consulate in Montreal to enter the US because you have a US citizen spouse, but you don't want to adjust status in the US because you have to keep your job in Canada. You have obligations there. You need to be able to travel freely back and forth while this process is going through. So now you have to travel to one country to get a police certificate. Another country lets you download it online. Another country lets you have a family member that's closely related to you go and pick up the police certificate. And you submit all of these in a timely fashion to the Montreal consulate. And then your interview is 6.5 months later. There's a good chance most of your police certificates have expired and you'll have to resubmit them. The consulates, which operate under the Department of State, vary so greatly from location to location that the information they provide is oftentimes very unreliable. And they make it really difficult for an attorney to get involved and to advance the rights and interests of their clients. USCIS, on the other hand, is far more predictable. I can generally tell what's going on, and when I submit a request, because things are outside of ordinary processing times, they'll respond. so I can tell my clients what's going on within a reasonable degree of certainty. And I've come to rely on USCIS's information for the most part. So I'm sure you're wondering which one of these options is best for you, and I assume you're watching this video because you're trying to seek some sort of immigration benefit and you want to see which of these options fits the particular facts of your life. Now remember that this is what I do day in and day out, and given this interconnected world, I have consultations with people in every country and all across the United States on a daily basis. So all you need to do is ask me what my opinion is, and I'm happy to give a consultation and discuss the facts of your specific life to see which of these government agencies we really need to deal with to get you the immigration status that you so deserve. Remember, just give me a call or text me or go on my website and schedule a consultation. My number is 914-885-3961. I'm always available to answer your particular questions, and I'm happy to consult with anybody to go through each fact that plays into your decision so that we can choose the best decision for you. Please stay safe, and thank you for watching my video.